everyone, Spence Bowthorpe here again. Welcome to the next video in this series of tutorials about the 6-step marketing process. This tutorial will explore step 2 of the 6-step marketing process, discovering beliefs. We will learn how to use questions to uncover our prospects' beliefs, values, and frustrations. This will provide a foundation for us to provide solutions. So let's begin. The transition between step 1 and step 2 really is very natural and is distinguished by the type of questions we're asking. At step 2, we continue our curiosity about the prospect, but our curiosity becomes a little bit more business related now. We would like to find out how some of the forces that are working against small businesses are affecting our prospect. We're looking for key frustrations, problems, and underlying beliefs that may be hurting or limiting our prospect's success. For example, with insurance agents, we've learned that industry and market forces are affecting agents in 5 major categories. First of all is agent value. Agents' value to their clients is being rapidly eroded. Consumers no longer see their agent as a trusted advisor or risk manager. Insurance has been commoditized, and most people see their agent as just the person who sells them the policy. Any value beyond that is usually not even perceived by the insured. Another area is sales. Increased competition, insane advertising budgets, and focus on low price makes it more difficult than ever to make sales in the insurance business. Of course, getting good leads and referrals from current clients are also being adversely affected. Loss ratio. Loss ratio, which is the ratio of the number of losses or claims to the number of policies, is being carefully scrutinized by carriers today. It works differently in different offices, but many agents actually get a bonus if their loss ratio is below a certain standard, and they're penalized if the loss ratio rises above the carrier's standard limits. Retention of current customers. Keeping our current customers is very hard in this market, and in the world of insurance agents, it's very difficult. The number one reason people leave their agent, 67% say it's because their agent never stays in contact. Customer engagement is incredibly important. Distinction. With insurance agents on every corner, it has become a huge challenge for an agent to differentiate themselves from all of their competition. No longer does representing a particular carrier offer any distinction. People have hundreds of options on who to buy from. In addition to these, most insurance agents believe that they have very little control over these things. They believe that they are victims of all the industry and market forces and can't do much about it. Although we know that almost all insurance agents are troubled by one or more of these problems, the greatest solution in the world is of absolutely no value if the prospect doesn't believe that they have the problem. So if you say it, it's not true. But if they say it, it is true. I want you to jot this down. Never assume your prospect has the problem that you can solve. What that really means is never provide solutions until your prospect has articulated or stated their problems. And what that really means is always start with the problem. Now, how do we get our prospects to share their problems with us? That's a challenge for some of us. If you simply asked your clients, what are your biggest problems and frustrations? Many of them wouldn't even know how to respond. Most of them are unaware of what their real problems are, or some are in a state of denial that prevents them from owning the problems. The cool thing is we've got an easy way to get people talking about their business problems. And Brent and I like to call it the engagement formula. Here's how it works. First, you make a factual observation about the industry or marketplace that your prospect is in. For example, here's a real simple one. This economy is terrible. Or these big insurance companies are spending billions on advertising. Or it's harder than ever to keep good clients, and so forth. Just make an observation about the industry. The second step is simply ask the question, how does this affect you? So here's how it would sound. This economy's terrible, isn't it? How does this affect you? And the third step is simply to listen. You may even learn problems that we haven't mentioned here, but listen for them to talk about or rant about or whine about some of the problems and frustrations that they have. The fourth step is simply to empathize. Put yourself in their shoes and feel the way you would feel if you were trying to run a small insurance practice. Let them know. By the way, at this empathizing stage, you've actually got to make a statement about it so that they know how you feel. They know that you relate to them. The fifth step is to repeat this process until you discover some of their frustrations and problems. I suggest that you have at least 25 industry observations prepared so that you never have a problem keeping the conversation lively. In fact, I'll even share my list with you to get you started. So let's summarize what happens at step 2. First, you identify the key frustrations, problems, and values using the engagement formula we just learned. And comfortable conversation. Just keep it comfortable. Then you feel the frustration and empathize. You have to say something empathic like, wow, this market really is brutal to insurance agents. So all you're saying is that I understand you and I feel how you feel. And then third, how do you know when to move on to step 3? Once you're clear on at least one of the problems and frustrations. Actually, steps 2 and 3 sometimes cross over each other. And we'll talk more about that in our next video. I'll see you then.